Good afternoon, it's Beards and Bangers. I've had a beard trim. Still got a beard though, so I can still talk to Project Nigel, which is good. Anyway, that aside, the BRM is running behind me because the battery's gone dead, so that's going off for some work on Monday. So yeah, we need to get that ready to drive, so I'll just give it a little run over. It's a bit damp inside, so we'll get the heater on in a minute once it's had a chance to warm up. But today I am going to be removing the seats from the ZT190 and replacing them with the ones that I got from Project Nigel last week.
Welcome to Beards and Bangers.
So I've already taken off the seat and I've get the back off now. So the back's a bit tricky, so we're going to use a bar just to sort of prise the back seat off the off its kind of mountings, and then we can get the back seat fitted. We're going to do the driver's last because the driver's side is stuck forward and back. I'm not sure I'm going to have to get the socket in there, so I might have to do some more jiggery pokery with that one to get it off. But then once we've done the back seats, we'll do the passenger seat, and then we'll be good to go. So the secret here, we flop the back, taking the headrest off so we can flop the back seat down. And we've got these, I don't even quite see it, we've got these little white pockets in here, like little lugs that the back seat sits in. So what we're going to carefully do, we've obviously got some cabling here, so we need to be careful with that. I'm going to put the wheel wrench from the BRM under there, so we've got a bit of a lever, and then we can just rock the seat back and forth, and hopefully it will pop off its lug. We do that both sides, we can get the back seat out. So I'm going to attempt to do this with one hand and film it at the same time. I didn't actually need the crowbar or the socket, the wheel. Oh, what am I talking about? That thing. That's just come out by itself. So we need to get this little white tab off because that needs to go back in. So we'll just pop that safety down here, and we'll try and get the other side off as well, which I'm not going to be able to show you because I need two hands. So after a little bit of wrestling, which I had to do two-handed, so I couldn't show you, I managed to get the rear part of the seats off, also the backrests off as well. Seatbelt mountings are a little bit rusty, but they're solid, so that's okay. So we'll now get the rear seat out of the van and start to fit. So the new backrest of the seat's offered up, so I'm just going to get that in position, and then we can fit the actual squab itself. So hopefully the back's going to look rather nice in a minute. Okay, so that's the back done. Just got to get the squabs in and just fettle around a bit just to get the actual seat clipping in. But the back seat's in. That's all nice, and yeah. So the next step is to get the front seat out, which is going to be fun. So I've slid the seat back, front seat back as far as I can go. What we've got to do is undo it with these T pieces, T45 I think that one is, and then we've got to rock it back, disconnect the airbag sensors, and also the seatbelt pretensions. That needs to come off as well. So I'm going to undo these ones, and that's what I'll do first. We'll just get a bit of WD in there. I'm really practicing my one-handed filming here, so hopefully it's good. We'll just let that soak in for a second. So these are quite hard work. I'm not sure I got the big enough piece in there. Let's just go up one side. I don't think it's that big, but you never know. No, it's not. So it is this one. It's just bloody tight. Okay. Let's try with this hand. There we are. There's one. I won't show you the other one because that's the first one out. We'll just pop that somewhere safe and we'll get the second one out. I don't know how well you can see under here. You can see some rubbish as well. We've got the ABS, sorry, not the airbag sensors. Then we've got the seatbelt pretension, which is going into the back. So we've got to get those off before we can get the seat out. The problem I've got is the seat is not sliding forward, so I can't get to the rear bolts. So that's going to be fun. So just give me a minute to think about it, and I'll be back in a minute. Right, so I've actually managed to get the seat to tip forward, so I'll be able to get to these two bolts here. So I'm going to get those off, which I won't film because I need both hands, and we'll then have a little look underneath at the all the kind of electrical gubbins and the seatbelt pretensioner. So back in a sec. So now I've got a fully removed seat, which is good. So we've just got to pay a couple of inches. Actually, the safety belt pretensioner is disconnected, so that could be an issue. I just actually did find a little bit of metal which I need to retrieve, so that could be a reason why things aren't as they seem. And then we've got our airbag stuff here, so we just need to get that off, and then we're good to go with this one. So we'll get this seat out and then offer the other one up. So we've got a bit of a challenge in that the cabling going to seats is different. So whereas the other one had this cable going to the blue connector and this cable going to the yellow connector, this one terminates in a block. Not a block, the block's there. It terminates here. It's been cut obviously to get it out of the car, so it's been cut here somewhere. So different connectors, not a problem. When I get to the garage, I will get that sorted out. That's January job before the MOT. Just noticing this carpet is feeling damp. Now whether that's because the car's been parked up, not been driven that much, and just got a bit of condensation, I don't know, but it doesn't appear, I can't point my finger at where it could be leaking, but yeah, that's something we need to keep an eye on, the fact that those carpets are not wet, and it has been very wet lately, but quite damp. Right, let's get this seat in place. So the passenger seat is in. As I said, we've got to sort the cabling out afterwards, which I'll get done in January, because my garage are going to do a couple of jobs that I can't do for me in January. So I'll get them to do that at the same time. Hopefully that'll sort the I keep saying ABS, airbag light out. Airbag light, get that sorted. The issue I've got now is getting the driver's seat out, because the slider mechanism is just not, the seat is not budging, and I'm not going to sit my fat arse in it and show you that, because well, I suppose I can if I just here we are. Here's me. Hello, good morning. Part having to film this over several days, because yeah, if we try and just show this, just not budging at all, so I can make an absolute fool of myself and kind of do a little jiggle on this video. So what I'm going to try and do is get a couple of the bolts out. It's going to be difficult, but that's going to be the best I can do. So we'll do that. I won't show it because I'm definitely going to need two hands, but we'll see how we get on in just a moment. So what I've ended up doing is taking off the bolts under here, and that's allowed me to drop the seat down, and it's obviously loosened up whatever was stuck in there, so I can now get the socket in and finally get this seat out. So after much fiddling and fettling, I've managed to get this seat out. The way I did it was I raised it up and down a few times and then really jerked it. So definitely a two-handed job. I'm going to have to find a way. I'm going to have to learn. I'm still improving as a YouTuber, so I'm going to have to find a way of being able to show you these things. But I'll learn. I'm willing to learn. But yeah, managed to get it up and down and forward and back, and managed to get to all the bolts. So I'm going to whip this seat out, give it a quick hoover, and then we'll get the last of the Project Nigel seats installed. Right, so we've got one seat out, giving it a bit of a hoover. I've not gone mad cleaning it, because the seats will have to come out again at some point to get the electronics sorted out underneath, because it's not the same electronics either side. Whether that's standard or not, I don't know, but there's not even a connector for this terminal on the seat, so I've cut it there because that should give us enough. And this is the important cabling here, this braided stuff. So yeah, I'm going to need to probably get some looms for this, because as I say, we've got uneven connections, different connectors on the seat I got from Project Nigel, so we just need to sort that out. So I've given it a bit of a hoover, a few McDonald's chips and Rizla papers and various other things that I didn't put down there under this car. So this car was sitting outside in Nottingham or Lincolnshire for quite some time. So yeah, I'm surprised, not surprised we found a few bits under there. So I'm gonna have a quick break and then we'll get the remaining seat in, and it's going to make it look much nicer in here. Okay, so ready to clean out. One thing I've made sure I've done this time is make sure the sliders are level, because I hurriedly put the other seat, the passenger seat, in the other day and didn't make sure these were leveled up, so that made it a bit of a lengthy process. But yeah, again, we've got a slightly different wiring set up under here, so we'll leave that to someone who knows about auto electrics, because I definitely do not. While I'm here, I just want to do a shout out to Boaty of the channel formerly known as £500 car cheap car challenge, now known as Boaty's World. So Boaty, you hit 1,000 subscribers this week. You've been a massive support to me. Thank you very much, and congratulations, my friend. Heartfelt congratulations, or as I say in German, herzlich gratuliere. So yeah, well done, mate, and let's get this seat in. So my learn from the other day was to get these all in finger tight, because nothing quite lines up properly. Whether it's supposed to or not, I don't know. I've never done this before, so or not on a ZT anyway. So just get everything in finger tight, just using the socket without the actual ratchet on it. Finger tight, and then tighten them down. I'm not sure if there's a torque setting for this, so that's something I need to look into. But obviously I'm doing them tight so the car's safe to drive, but because they're coming out again in about a month's time, we don't want to go too mad. So yeah, let's get this seat in and then we'll wrap up this video. Right, I am now a fat sweaty mess. I've had massive problems with my bolts, but it's finally gone in, and I think you will agree it does transform this car, because we've got a nice clean bolster there, we've got a nice, you can't really see it, clean bolster in the back, and it's generally just looking nice. And yeah, the seats actually match the carpet. It's all grey, so that's really good. So thank you for watching this practical episode of Beards and Bangers. As I said earlier, I am a YouTuber who wants to learn. So this has been a bit of a challenge technically, just trying to get things out and get things working. Sliders not working, having to push and prod things, but also a technical challenge from a filming point of view, because I've not been able to show you too much. So hopefully it's not been too boring, but the MG ZT190 is looking superb inside. If we get the headlining done and get the double din radio put in, it's going to be, and get the electric sorted out, so all the ABS and keep saying that, airbags, boot release, door lock, central locking, fuel cap thing, get that sorted out, get the interior sorted out just a little bit more, give it a damn good wash with some soap inside and let it dry out, bit of body work. It's going to be a really nice, usable classic, modern classic. So thank you for watching. Please continue to hit that like button, definitely hit that subscribe button, and you'll see me next time reviewing a BMW 320d. See you soon.